don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Hey guys, we are back for another video. Now, on the heels of the P. Diddy scandal, I don't even know if I want to call it a scandal, more like on the heels of the P. Diddy criminal activity, we have been talking about Epstein, whatever his wicked name is. Well, he is being exposed as asking, I don't know how else you would ask or have another man to put their lips on your private parts. Y'all heard what I said. So it is being stated by your very own, and we'll get to that in a second, comedian, that this guy was actually asking to put his head between men's legs. Now, y'all know exactly what I mean. So in in Holly Weird, this is what's going on. Now, people have stated for years that it's some weird shit that happens in Hollywood. But the fact that a comedian is basically stating that he was there and this is what was asked of him, in which he declined, but said it was various other black men that actually stayed. So he never stated who those individuals was, but he always wondered, did they let this man, you know, put his head between their legs? So it's kind of crazy that this is actually happening in Hollywood, and it just goes on like it is just a normal thing. But now everybody has their underwear in such a bunch about this Weinstein guy, but you guys knew about him the entire time. So why is everybody playing as if they didn't know? Your very own Cat Williams, honey. He is exposed everybody. They mama, they cousin, their children. He done exposed everything, which is interestingly because he also addressed the stories that was put out in the media about him. And again, and I know we spoke about this before, media is a powerful tool. And there have been stories saying that he had did drugs, and he couldn't keep a job, and I honestly thought that that was the truth, but it appears that that was a whole entire lie. And Cat Williams, from what he stated, is everything is great in his life. He's getting to the bag. He's been getting to the bag. He says he doesn't advertise and do all of that stuff that everybody else does on social media, because he has a well-oiled machine. But he talked about a lot of comedians in Hollywood and basically industry plants. And I'm like, what the hell is an industry plant? That was what I was trying to figure out. But listening to what he had to say, he made some very valid points, some very valid points. And I had to rewind it and watch it a few times so that I can grasp what he was saying, because he was saying so much that I had to rewind, like, okay, what'd he say? What'd he say? But there is a comedian out here, y'all, and he been in the news. We've talked about him on my channel. He has a lot of controversy going on right now, and he has some interesting things to say about him. And again, I was here for it because I was like, you know what? I think what he's saying is pretty much valid in facts. So let's get into what he had to say about this comedian, and let's just talk about what comedian he was talking about. Honestly, guys, it was so much for me to recap. And again, he talked so fast, and I was just not familiar with a lot of the facts that he was stating. So I'm going to play this brief audio and let you guys hear what he had to say about your favorite comedian. Now, I have always felt that Kevin Hart was a bit of a liar, not an honest person. As you guys know, he recently sued Tasha K. But the thing of it is why are you suing Tasha K? Like, you can't be bringing up Cardi B stuff as your reasoning for suing her, because what happened to her with Cardi B does not apply to you, sir. So it appears that Kevin Hart is a liar, and he's trying to hide something by suing Tasha K. Because why are you suing Tasha K? She does interviews. That's what she does. So I'm not understanding that. But let's get into what Cat Williams had to say about y'all old comedian Kevin Hart.
15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast. Yeah, it was. So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen.
Now listen, I had to play the audio because that Cat Williams, he was speaking 1,000 words per hour, and I just couldn't keep up. Like, I'm like, man, slow down, slow down. But what he said made a whole lot of sense. What he said in reference to Kevin Hart. Again, I have never thought Kevin Hart was a honest individual. I mean, from the cheating scandals to, him basically having his friend arrested. And then now he's suing Tasha K. Like, come on now. Kevin Hart, we see that you are not an honest person. But what Cat Williams is basically saying is that Kevin Hart is an industry plant. He basically came in the game and he was winning from day one, which does make sense. I have to agree with him. He said a lot, but I just wanted to really concentrate on what he said in relative to Kevin Hart. He said 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold out Kevin Hart show. I don't know, guys. I've never been to a Kevin Hart show. And honestly, I knew he was a comedian, but I really didn't think he was that big. I never thought he was big as a Cat Williams. So, by Cat Williams saying this, it made me say, I remember that. He also stated that when Kevin Hart came in the game, he was automatically, he had these movies and all of these different things going on, which I was like, I think that's about true. So basically what he's saying is Kevin Hart, he is a industry plant, so I'm just like, y'all help me because I am just here to bring you the information. I don't follow Kevin Hart like that, but as he stated, the information with regards to him being an industry plant, I start looking back and I was like, yeah, I know he was a comedian, but it did seem like he just took off relatively quick. And he's saying that's because when he was set up to be put in the game, it was his how do I put it? That was what he was given. So that was pretty much what he negotiated. So he basically said Kevin Hart didn't work for shit. That's pretty much what he stated. And he said, what generally a industry plant does is deny it. Of course, Kevin Hart is not going to come out and say, hey, I'm an industry plant. But he said that's exactly what he is. It is his job to deny it because who just comes in the game and then everything, just everything is just working out. You guys know just as well as anyone else know, you do have to put in dedication and hard work. Not saying that Kevin Hart didn't, but what he's saying is the way his start was not the start of anybody in 15 years in Hollywood, and there has been nobody after that. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments.